Jerusalem is currently burning in wildfire. Prime Minister of Israel has just declared what's known as the national emergency. Because this is not games anymore, guys. Entire Jerusalem is completely burning down. And there is a massive sandstorm that is also coming by. And this is just insane. Just take a look at this. It seems like there was a massive sandstorm that was heading all the way from Egypt on 30th of April. And then it just started burning down entire Israel, and the fire is spreading all the way to Jerusalem, to the old city as well as the new city. Does this mean that it could be affecting the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Temple Mount,
on April 30th, 2025, flames surged across Highway 1, the main artery between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, forcing terrified drivers to abandon their vehicles and flee on foot as smoke turned day into night.
Oh my gosh. This just seems like we're rewatching this scenario of whatever happened with Los Angeles at this point. We also have another footage of like a soldier that's like trying to shut the base door. Look at that stuff. That's scary, man. Whew. The amount of heat and the sandstorm combined. Because they're not even able to like shut off the door. That's the kind of storm that's like hitting into Israel. This definitely proves that God is angry for some reason, because out of nowhere, this just happened naturally. It was not caused by anyone. You know, there were like 15 guys that were like accused of probably being in arson, but then there isn't any proof as to whether or not if they are the arsons that like set the whole country on fire. But as of now, man, it just looks extremely scary. Like everyone is being evacuated from Jerusalem. Thick smoke, forced roads closure, and mass evacuation from nearby towns. Look at this stuff. Highway to Jerusalem is currently being closed. Damn. Main highway connecting Jerusalem to Tel Aviv is now being shut off. It seems like there's a massive sandstorm coming in from Egypt. It just hit Egypt and it was a massive. Several towns evacuated as smoke from fires enveloped skies. Dude, this is crazy. Every single day I just wake up and I get to see some crazy news happening around the world. And today it seems like Jerusalem is burning. That's insane. That's just straight up insane. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu warns that fire could reach Jerusalem city soon. Oh my God. Over a dozen people hospitalized for severe smoke inhalation. This is crazy. So this means that maybe if the fire is not stopped in time, which is extremely hard because they're still fighting off the fire, so this could mean that the fire could reach the Temple Mount. It could burn off all of the historical places. One of the most holy places, the Holy Land, could be burnt off if it's not stopped at the right time. Israel cancels Independence Day. So this actually happened on the Independence Day that Israel was supposed to be celebrating, and the one person suspected of arson has been arrested by authorities. Suspects found with lighter, cotton wool, other flammable items. But I don't know, man. Like, come on. Just a cotton wool and lighters. It can't just start such a huge fire, right? Because obviously there's like a massive storm heading towards Israel. And this right here is the storm that currently just hit Egypt. Look at the massive storm that's coming up, man. This could literally just swallow up the entire city. And it seems like this storm is also heading towards Israel. And since the storm is having like massive winds, it's like covering up everything in sand. At the same time, the wind is basically going to be amplifying the fire that's currently happening in Israel. So that's exactly why they have basically just started off the national emergency, because once the storm starts hitting into Israel, this means that the wildfire could just keep burning all the way through to Jerusalem, and it could also burn off one of the most holiest cities in the world. This right here is another footage of what the storm looks like, and damn, if I was right there, that would scare the shit out of me. I mean, I've never seen something this huge, man. That literally looks like a massive, massive amount of clouds. And I don't know why there's even vehicles going into the opposite direction. Why would they want to travel into the storm? That's just crazy. So as of now, we don't know the cause of what really caused the whole wildfire that's happening in Israel. But what we know is that these signs of the end times are actually mentioned in the Bible. And these are the prophecies that you will see from Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 20, where these are the words of God, where God says that my anger and my wrath will be poured upon this place, on man and beast, on the trees of the field and on the crops of your land, and it will burn and not be quenched. And this basically represents the God's judgment for whatever that is, and this could literally be connected to whatever wildfire situation that's going on right now, because obviously there is a massive war going on with Israel, and God is basically not happy with what these people are doing. They are taking out infants, children, and also people that are innocent. And obviously that's not what represents God. And another crazy theory that's actually coming up to my mind is that the Bible also mentions in the chapter Revelation from Ezekiel that the third temple will be built after the Al-Aqsa Mosque is destroyed. Now obviously a lot of us were thinking that the Al-Aqsa Mosque was only going to get destroyed when there's a massive war, and maybe the people have to go ahead and destroy it on themselves. But right now, after whatever is happening, maybe we never know. If the storm hits into Israel as quick as possible, with all the wildfire that's spreading across, this could mean that the fire could be spreading all the way to Jerusalem's old city, and that is exactly where the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Western Wall, and also the Church of Jesus Christ tomb is currently present. And all of these things could entirely get wiped out if that actually happens. And in this process, this also means that the Al-Aqsa Mosque, or whatever place that's remaining out there, could actually get destroyed, and then Israel could decide to go ahead and rebuild the third temple as prophesied in the Bible. So this could mean that the prophecy is not going to be fulfilled, where God uses people in order to wage war and destroy these places. Instead, God might decide to do it himself and burn down the place and then rebuild the third temple in that location. So this could also happen. It's just theory. We don't know if it's going to be happening or not. But as of now, the situation is going extremely worse, and it seems like the national emergency has already been announced. And as you can see, this is currently what's going on in Israel right now, and they're trying to stop the fire from spreading all the way to Old Jerusalem, because that's the one place they really don't want to be losing, because if that happens, the entire holy place is going to be burned down. So obviously there's very slight chances that the fire is going to be hitting that place, because the firefighters are obviously doing their best, I believe. But then we never know, man. As you know, where it's the right amount of wind plus fire combined together, and the fire is just going to be unstoppable. I mean, this is what Joe Rogan said, and I kind of just recall it.
He goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire is going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a fucking thing we can do about it.
Exactly.
I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry.
You just
and once
can't
it happens,
anything.
It happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate, right?
Nothing they can do.
So basically, that's exactly what's happening right now. And since we also have like a massive storm that's heading towards Israel, this means that it's basically very tough situation for Israel to fight out right now.
A national emergency has been called in Israel as strong winds and high temperatures have fueled wildfires outside of Jerusalem.
Damn, it's hitting Jerusalem. The woman's fighting that he's just stopping by, taking videos instead of driving by faster. Look at the conversation. And he's like, I'm already mowing fast. I will delete the video if you don't go fast, is what she says.
Fire crews have been battling the fires there, with several people reported to have been suffering from burns.
It seems like the entire outskirts is like burned down, man.
According to Israel's medical
It's going to be reaching Jerusalem. It's already here in Jerusalem, by the way.
And inevitably, the Israeli media is really picking over this today, talking about the state's level of preparedness for such wildfires, because this is said to have been the biggest fire that the country has experienced. And Israel has become more prone to wildfires of this kind in recent years, with experts warning that climate change is just going to make it even more prone, that their fire hazard is increasing.
I don't know about climate change. I definitely think that this is the wrath of God, and God definitely has a major part in what's going on right now. I really don't believe in this climate change bullshit. I really believe that this is what God is doing, and I think it's finally time. It's the end days. We're actually reaching into the end days. All the prophecies are unfolding. Bad things are happening. At the same time, we know what's going to happen at the end of the day. We know that the Lord is coming. And before he comes, these are the signs that we need to get ourselves prepared. And I think it's really, really time that you get yourselves one of these amazing books right here. I think you all should go ahead and get one of these books right here and start dedicating yourself, giving your time in order to read this book. It's amazing. Trust me on that one, and start learning on what's really in there, because everything that's happening right now is perfectly and precisely described in all of these prophecies in this wonderful book called the Bible. And I really suggest every single one of you guys to go ahead and read it, because things are unfolding, man. It's now the highest time. And according to the Bible, it seems like we need to get ready, because if we are not, then Christ is going to be coming back and we will be left out here to suffer, and we will not be one of those who will be saved. Now, obviously, many people might argue that it's just a book. You don't really have to take it seriously. But I really recommend you to go ahead and read this book first. Or if you can't read it, and there's also even a free version of the entire Bible that's being read online on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch it. It also has like a really amazing voice.
The book of Genesis.
And this is the one I'm talking about.
Genesis,
take a look at this.
Chapter 1.
Look at that.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
So this is the voice that's going to be reading the entire Bible. Obviously, it's going to be a very, very long chapters. I mean, it has a lot of content in the book, and you need to take it slow. The first episode is about 4 hours long, and then you have like a couple more episodes, and then you will definitely get to know like a proper story of what the Bible is all about. And this is where I personally got to read my own Bible, because I just put on the audio anytime I'm sleeping, anytime I'm free. I just sit there, or maybe if I'm traveling in the car, or if I'm driving, I just put this on rather than, listening to music, and I start hearing and learning what the Bible is all about. And that's basically how I got to understand and learn and know about everything that's out there in the prophecy. And I can now relate that every single thing that I've learned from this book is actually happening right now, up to 100% accuracy. And that's just mind-boggling right now. And I really, really suggest every single one of you guys to go ahead and do it if you haven't done that already. The channel's name is called God's Able. Definitely go ahead. Check out this channel. They have amazing content when it comes to Bible study. The book is being read by David Suchet. It's definitely worth watching. I really recommend all of you guys to go ahead and do it. And yeah, with that being said, if you guys want to go ahead, share this video with your loved ones, and I know that many people in my age or younger than my age, they never really have the time in order to read the Bible. And I think this video is basically going to be an eye-opener for them, because they got this information. And also, I cover all the prophecies and things that you basically need to know that's happening around the world that's kind of relatable to the Bible. And these are the things that I cover, and you're going to get to know each and everything from the videos that I make. So obviously, go ahead, subscribe, share the channel, share the videos, show your love, and also support the channel by simply just leaving a comment and dropping a like, because that basically just boosts the algorithm of YouTube, which just pushes up this video to more and more people. So it only happens when you drop a like as well as a comment, because that's how the algorithm of YouTube works. So if you could take your time, do your part in order to spreading the good word out there to the world by just dropping a like and leaving a comment, really goes a long way. Now, with that being said, I really want to know what's your take on what's happening in Jerusalem right now with the wildfires happening everywhere. Do you think that this is God's doing, or maybe this is just an arson? Leave your thoughts in the comments. It's going to be a very, very interesting topic to go ahead and discuss. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.